The IRS scandal has become even less of a scandal. Now, I've been reporting for weeks how it keeps becoming less and less of a scandal. We have now heard from a manager at the Cincinnati office in question from the IRS. This is the office that was accused of unfairly targeting conservative groups, including those with Tea Party or Patriot or 912 in their names. We have now heard from John Schaefer. He is the manager, a manager at the Cincinnati IRS office. And what have we found out? He told congressional investigators that he is a conservative Republican, and he was the one who flagged the first application for tax-exempt status from a Tea Party-aligned group. And that he also said he and a lower-level agent came across this back in 2010 because it was kind of like a new high-profile thing. We've got these Tea Party groups now registering here. He was asked if the lower-level agent tried to elevate the case to Washington because he disagreed with Tea Party politics, and Schaefer said absolutely not the case. He was also asked whether Washington and the Obama administration, the White House, Lewis, was involved in giving them direction to do this from above. He said, no, that is also not the case. James Salla, who's an attorney for Schaefer, said his testimony speaks for itself. It is clear that Mr. Schaefer was carrying out his job without any political motivation. Again, the case continues to become even more boring and even less scandalous. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to call it.
It's just part of it's part of the group of stories that Obama's opponents will try to use to make him look bad. After this, it's going to be something else, and we're going to see one of these probably every 2 months until Obama's presidency is over with.
And again, it just makes sense to target groups who are against government, who think taxes are coercive, who believe that the tax mechanism is in and of itself wrong, than to target groups that rescue pit bull puppies. I mean, I don't know how.
Yeah, and of course those groups say that, well, perhaps this should be done anonymously, randomly. Maybe pull names out of a hat. I don't think so. That makes no sense.
I actually read a pretty good article. I believe it was on Salon.com, which says it actually didn't really end up being that valuable to target these groups because it turned out that they weren't disproportionately misusing the tax status, right? And that should actually tell us that all types of profiling doesn't make sense. I'm open to having that discussion, but what I think needs to be made clear is that there was no concerted effort here from the White House to make this happen. There was no scandal. We have a self-admitted conservative Republican who says it was my idea to do this because Tea Party groups, I mean, a lot of them are based on being against taxes. It just makes sense. It's just obvious.
It's such an absurd notion to think that the president was actively involved in this. Are you kidding me? I think he's got better things to do.